It is a known fact that Isaac Newton was the first man to introduce the concept of the color spectrum for the first time. Isaac Newton is contemplated to be the master of many scientific concepts like gravity, the theory of colors, and many others. However, it is important to put light on the fact that his work didn't give a detailed explanation of the colors, but only identified the important component of colors and their 7 shades, namely red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. The study of colors was done by Isaac Newton. However, it was the Egyptians who explained the importance and the strength of the color in the lives of the people. The study of colors was contemplated to be a form of natural energy by the Romans, Egyptians, Chinese, and Greeks, and the other ancient masters, and hence there isn't any particular definition for the origin of color psychology as a subject. The emergence of color psychology as a subject is contemplated to be one of the newest branches in psychology. By definition, color psychology is defined as the science or the study of the effects that colors tend to have over the moods, behaviors, or feelings of the people. The use of color psychology has been adopted in various fields because of the effects that colors tend to have over various determinants of human behavior. Experts say that every individual is its own color psychologist, as the emotions of the people are highly influenced by the color. But the question arises how colors tend to affect the emotion of an individual. Color is a form of light energy that sends signals to our brain through the means of the eyes. When the light of the color falls on the retina of the eye, the wavelengths of the light are converted into electrical impulses which are passed to the hypothalamus of the brain, which is responsible for governing the emotions and the endocrine system of the body. The electrical signals of the color fall over the hypothalamus, which then trigger emotions like happy, sad, hungry, elevated, and even cool or warm, depending on the impact that each color leaves on the brain. The branch of color psychology is considered to be a part of modern psychology. Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist, is considered to be one of the most important researchers in the field of color psychology. He once quoted, "Colors are the mother tongue of the subconscious." Through the means of Carl Jung's studies, the concept of art therapy was introduced as, according to him, an individual can express his or her pains and traumatic feelings best through the means of art and can get relief from the distress of the trauma faster. Carl Jung established a connection between the cultural perceptions of an individual to the reaction of the body of an individual on seeing the color stimulus. Through the use of colors, one can determine the various unclear perceptions. There is no direct relation between the perception and color, however they greatly complement each other. For example, people create the first impression of the taste of the food being served to them on the basis of its appearance, which is partially determined by the color of the food. However, apart from the color of the food, the color and the condition of the surrounding atmosphere coming within the eater's vision tend to have an effect on how one judges the palatability of food. The use of color also tends to improvise the effectiveness of the placebos. The placebos are nothing but colored medicine or pills prescribed for providing the patient with a psychological benefit, and relatively does not have any therapeutic or psychological effect. For example, orange and red, hot colors, colored pills, are generally used as stimulants for improving the functioning of the central nervous system, whereas the cool colored pills are used as depressants. The association of the colored pills with the relief that they provide is the result of the expectation of the patient and not the direct effect of the color itself. These effects can be considered culturally dependent views. Therefore, it is very important to make correct choices of colors while making or constructing things, as different colors tend to have different effects in instilling an emotion with a person. Factors like gender, age, and culture also play an important role in determining how an individual perceives color. Like, for instance, It has been found that the heterosexual males find women more appealing when they have been dressed in red-colored apparels. On the other hand, heterosexual females find men appealing in any and every colored clothes that they put on, provided they are properly dressed. The field of color psychology is widely used in the field of marketing and branding. The big companies and businesses consider color as an important part of their marketing strategy due to the fact that the colors of their products, goods and services highly affect the perceptions and emotions of their customers, and hence determines the purchase rates of the products, goods or services. The choice of colors for making logos is also cautiously made by the company owner for the very same reason. While making of logos for the company, it is kept in mind that the colors being used for making logos matches the personality of the products, goods and services that are being provided by them to the customers. Color emotion guides are also available for the companies, which help them in determining the most suitable color for branding and advertising. Also, for the window display of the products in the stores, color plays an important role in attracting the customers. Many types of research have been made on the same, and the results have suggested that warmer colors tend to attract more customers spontaneously as compared to the cooler colors. There is a phenomenon known as the blue public lighting, which makes use of the blue lights in public places, and this has been found to have useful effects in reducing the negative vibes of the place. In the year 2000, Glasgow, a city in Scotland, installed blue streets lighting in its neighbourhood, and it was found that the rate of crime subsequently reduced in that area. The occurrence of this incident was reported by various news outlets of the time. Similarly, in the year 2009, a railroad company in Japan installed the blue lighting system at the railway stations in order to reduce the frequency of suicides being committed in that area, and was proved to be useful. However, the effect of this technique has still not been proven scientifically. The psychology of color is based on a general model which is comprised of the basic 6 principles, which are as follows. First, each and every color used by the humans in various fields of work and decor carry a specific meaning. The meaning that the color holds within it is usually ascribed to the emotions that each color produces within the minds of the humans. Second, the meaning of each color has either a learned meaning, that is the meaning denoted to that color as a result of the various researches conducted for it, or has a biologically innate meaning, that is the meaning denoted to that color since origin. Third, the meaning of the color is assessed by the perceiver immediately after the color comes into visual contact with the perceiver. Fourth, the method of evaluation highly determines the emotions associated with that particular color and thereby enforces what is known as the color-motivated behavior. Fifth, it is a commonly known fact that the color influences its meaning over the person as soon as it comes into visual contact with that color. Sixth, the meaning of the color and the effect that the colors tend to have on people is highly determined by its context as well. Till now, you might have understood from the aforesaid context that the selection of color for building and designing of products, services, goods, marketing, branding, making logos, painting architectural structures, for expressing the palatability of food, instilling emotions with the perceiver, and for uses in various other fields marks a very important step. Therefore, it is important that every person, irrespective of his or her field, is aware or has knowledge about the psychology of color.